What's going on, family? Makaiza here, and I have a new video partner with me. Her name is Onyx. She is super excited to be here, isn't she? Baby, say hi. Say hi. She's looking at her sister. Stop it. You cut it out. That's her little bark when she knows that she's not supposed to be barking. She kind of coughed. So she's going to help me to explain a little bit about what we're going to talk about today, but she just wanted to be here for the intro, and she'll be in my videos from now on. And I hope that you enjoy seeing her little cute face. Mwah. Love you, baby. Okay, go with your sister. Good girl. All right, you guys. So let's get this party started. Today, we're going to go in a little bit about 3 things that I learned from learning that I have epilepsy. Wow. Oh my God, Makaiza has epilepsy. Yes, I do. And I just learned that this year, 2020, the year of clear vision. Holy crap. So much is happening. We got COVID going on. The government is shut down. We have Donald Trump in office and everyone hates his guts, but then most of us love him. I don't know what's going on, man. It's just nuts. And Makaiza learns that she has freaking epilepsy, dude. This has just been a crazy, crazy year. And I'm extremely excited to bring to you why I'm happy that I know now that I have epilepsy. Okay, so let me go backwards just a little bit in time. Now, when I was 16, my older brother, Caden, who's now passed away, and I'll go into a different video on that at another time, but my older brother and I went to the same high school. We were 7 months apart. He was my half brother, but he lived with me and my family and my parents, okay? So we went to high school in Corona, California together, and when we didn't feel like paying for a parking pass to park on campus, we had a friend right across the street. So we would just park over there across the street at her place in front of her house to go to school. Walk to school, 5-minute walk. It was even fun to walk. Okay, so let's start here. We're walking to school. I remember this like it was yesterday because it always comes back to me when I start to go into this zone, okay? And you'll see what I mean in a second. So we're walking down to school, and I was a little bit ahead of him. We were late that day. I'm telling you, I remember this day. It was a game changer for me. I was early. We were late to school, so I was trying to get there faster than him. He didn't really care. So he was behind me. Now we're walking down the street and we have to turn this corner. So as I turn the corner, we could no longer see each other again because he's behind me. Make sense? So because he's behind me, can't see each other. I remember I was walking along the sidewalk and I started to feel a little weird. I started to see these weird spots and stuff come up in the air. And I said, what the hell is going on? So I'm walking and I'm looking back for him. I'm like, whatever, it's okay. You know, I'll make it to fucking school. And that's the last thing I remember thinking. The next thing I remember is waking up in the bushes on the side of the sidewalk. And my brother, he was still kind of behind me a little bit, meaning that I wasn't passed out for too long, right? I wasn't passed out for too long. But when he came up to me, he was like, yo, are you okay? What's up? Why are you in the bushes, dude? I said, man, I don't even know. Like, I have no idea what happened, dude. I didn't remember seeing the spots. I didn't remember it at the time. I just remembered waking up. I thought I was just walking down the sidewalk to go to school and fell in the bushes and woke up. I mean, I don't know what happened. And ever since that day, I've been having these things that I was perceiving to be panic attacks, like anxiety. I thought that I had this massive, extensive anxiety going on because at certain points in time, at least ever since that day, 16 years old, okay, I'm 26 now. It's been 10 years. 10 years I've gone without knowing that I've had epilepsy. This is crazy. Oh my God. So, when I finally found out this most recent time that I had epilepsy, that memory came to me and was like, that's what happened. You passed out in the bushes because you had a freaking seizure, dude. And no, I didn't know it at the time. So moving forward, every time after that, I would have these little symptoms of that same feeling. Spots in the sky, little colorful dots everywhere. I'd start to feel a little woozy, but I wouldn't necessarily pass out. I would just come to after about a minute or two. What I didn't know is that those are a type of seizure as well. And this is all research I've been doing in the most recent days and weeks. So that's a type of seizure I've been having for 10 years. Now, get this. I honestly think alcohol prevented me from having seizures in the past, okay? Now, when I say that, what I mean by that is I When I was 16, I was not an alcoholic. Well, I've always been an alcoholic. Alcoholism, you're born that way. If you pick up a drink, you're going to end up going down the path of alcoholism, drinking your fucking face off, and then coming to and being sober like myself and my wife. However, as being a born alcoholic and then not really tapping into that alcoholism until after the age of 16, I tapped into being an alcoholic. And as I'm drinking and drinking and drinking, I only get those little daydream type of seizures. I never fully fell into a seizure, an epileptic episode, or whatever the hell they want to call it. Man, it's just a trip. So I'm sorry that I'm making this beginning part a little long. I promise you're going to come out of this better than when you arrived. I promise you that. So when you take drinking with one seizure, okay, and you don't have a seizure for 10 years, but the next time you do have a seizure is because you stopped drinking, then that is a clear sign to me that alcohol was stopping seizures from coming on full force into me, okay? So I am grateful somewhat that I was not having seizures all those years. However, I do wish that I knew that what I was experiencing back then were seizures, because right now I wouldn't even be making this video. This video would be 10 years old now, and I would have a newfound understanding of who I am and what I'm here to create. However, things happen the way that they do because they do. And here we are today, and I'm sharing this story with you. So why am I sharing this with you? Well, because when I had a seizure in 2019, it was the first seizure that I thought I ever had. Remember, I did not remember falling into the bushes until 2-3 days ago. So that was the first seizure I ever had, was last year, January 2019. Everyone in my family, people who love and care about me, are not tripping out like, what the fuck? But people are like, what is happening? Why would you have a seizure? I have no explanation. I have no idea. Now, had I known what I remembered, what I just told you about back when my brother saw me in the bushes, then I'd have a different story to tell you. But damn, I don't remember any of it. So regardless, last year I had a seizure, went to the hospital. My family came out and they stayed with us for a little bit, and I got on my medication, went a whole year without having seizures, got off of the seizure medication, which was 2 pills a day. I went down to 1 a day to wean myself off because it's a heavy prescription. And so once I got to the 1 a day, I was going to do 1 pill a day for 30 days. After that, no more pills if I'm seizure free. Okay. That was the plan. Well, I ended up doing it for 60 days, not 30. Okay. I did 60 days worth of 1 pill a day. Sorry. And then I stopped. So I stopped for 2 days. Now, what I didn't know was that this medication takes about 36 hours to exit your system from the last time you took it. So within 48 hours, a 2-day block, when I did not have the prescription in my system, I ended up having a fucking seizure. So, and the trippiest thing about it is people ask me, like, how do you know when it's coming? Yes, I know when one is coming, or I know what it feels like when it could be a seizure. Like I said, I kept having over the last 10 years those weird instances where I thought they were panic attacks because I'm seeing spots and I'm feeling anxious and I'm not knowing what's going on. I have this fucking recording. It's like someone put a fucking disc in my brain and pushes play, and I replay the same thing over and over and over every single time. So I do know when it's going to happen. The only problem with that is I don't know how extensive it's going to be, and that's what happened last Friday. Last Friday, I had my most recent seizures. Yes, with 2. I had 2 in a day, which I didn't know you could do. I wasn't even aware of that. So here's 3 things that I learned from learning that I have epilepsy. 1 is that I trust the people in my life, and I can count on them with every fiber of my being. Every person who's in my life, I trust them. I trust them. They will show up for me. They were pissed because we're in COVID right now, and they couldn't go into the hospital with me because they're reserving everything for specifically COVID-19 patients and anyone who is in a medical emergency. So they were upset because they couldn't go into the hospital. What does that tell me? I understand that people have people that love them all the time, but how many people do you know would be just as pissed off as my people were that they couldn't be in there. And all I had was a seizure. I was not getting COVID-19. I was not fucking sick. It was just a seizure. And they were they were not happy that they couldn't go in. Now, the second thing I learned is that acceptance is always step one. Okay? Acceptance. Acceptance, acceptance, acceptance. It's always step one. When I had this second seizure, it broke my heart, you know, what I thought was my second seizure. It broke my heart because I thought I was a healthy fucking human being, you know? And when you learn something like that about yourself, it's just like learning you have cancer or something. It's something that's attached to you for the rest of your life. But what I had to realize, and my wife taught me this, is that it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be sad. I don't like being sad. I do not like the frequency of sadness, depression, and upset. I don't like that frequency. I don't like to ride on it, but I understand that it's here and I have to use it to my advantage. So it's okay for me to be a little bit sad about the fact that I have a newfound disability. Hey, I'm a disabled person. Holy shit. Do you see what I'm saying? For me to say those words is very difficult. And that's where that acceptance piece comes in. I have to accept that my mind, not my brain, my mind, my soul, my spirit, what is controlling this body and these movements and these thoughts is not the body and the thoughts themselves. So that was the biggest lesson for me. I already knew this, but it just made sense. It made sense that I am not my body. That was the easiest way for me to come to terms with accepting this disability of mine. I'm not my body. I'm not. Okay? I'm my mind. I'm what I choose to focus on and what I put my intentions on. That's where my power comes in. So it's okay to be sad about what the body has to endure, but knowing that my mind is what's in control of it all is the icing on the cake. Now, the third thing that I learned is that I'm here to become great. This disability, this ailment, this challenge that I've been dumped into has led me to believe and to know with all of my heart and soul that I, Makaiza Drene Kisi, was put on this planet and chose to be here on purpose to become great. What it is I'm going to become great at? A multitude of things. However, currently, my main focus is communication, mind control, and creating awesome content for you guys to hear. So I really pray that you made it to the end of this video because you got the 3 things that I learned from learning I have epilepsy. One is that I trust the people and I can count on them with every single thing that I have. Everyone that is in my circle, I trust and I believe in them and they believe in me, and that's what we need. Number 2, acceptance is always greater, okay? And it's always step 1. Acceptance is the greatest, and it's step 1. You have to come to terms of acceptance, and it's okay to be sad. And number 3 is that I'm here to become great. There's no one else like me. I'm uniquely designed to fit this frame in this body, in this mind. I love you guys so much. Makaiza Kisi, and I'll see you soon.